Hey everyone, Cem Tezcan here. I'm recording this video to show you how to apply my CRT VCR filter on an existing widget that you have created for your heads-up display on your game. So let me show you an example application on this template, and you will see that I created some shapes to form kind of a looking an FPS heads-up display like this. Now I'm enabling the filter, and you will see that the whole CRT effects and glitches can be applied on this widget. And on this video, I'm going to show you how to apply this effect to your existing widget without distracting anything. So let me show you how it works. You see that this is the original widget design I made for this tutorial. So here is the elements under a canvas panel like this, and you see that there is also a sub hierarchy under the layout on this placement. Since these binary codes are animated and clipped on this rectangle boundary, which is this canvas panel, so these two binary images are flowing endlessly on this widget. So here, let me show you. If I play it, you'll see that they will overlap on each other to continuously make a continuous flow on this binary code. So there are also other kind of animations on this widget. You see that there's something going on here. Some bars are increasing and decreasing. Also, there is this central shape also turns. Let me see. Let me show you on the viewport. And we'll see that the center image just circles around kind of thing. So on this original design, there's no effect applied on the over the widget. So I'm going to open the level blueprint first and select the original one. And this is the application of the current widget. So let's stop the gameplay here and create a copy, and this is how it works on applying the CRT filter on an existing widget. So let's duplicate the existing widget first, and I'm going to rename it as tutorial. So here I'm reopening it, and here is the content right here. The thing I need to do for us to do on applying the filter over a widget is to add a retainer box. But retainer boxes has a limitation which I'm going to tell you about. You can't just move everything under a retainer box because it only accepts one item under it. So to make a workaround about that, I'm going to add another canvas panel and hold the whole items in my widget design under that canvas panel, and I will move that canvas panel under this retainer box. To do that, I'm going to add another canvas panel. So let's drag and drop it under the parent canvas panel right here. There are too many canvas panels right here, so I am going to rename them. This is the text box, text flow boundary right here, and there are two images underneath. And this canvas panel is canvas for retainer right here. And this is the retainer box that we are going to apply the CRT filter on it to affect the underneath content under the retainer box, to affect the elements like they are having some glitches. So for that, first we are going to move everything under this canvas for retainer, but I need to scale it to match to my widget design boundary. You see that this canvas is just right here. I'm going to scale it like the resolution I have for my design. So it has the exact match right here. And now I'm going to move everything under that canvas. For that, select only the top items of your design, not the child items of your existing hierarchy. So I'm setting the top level, selecting the top level, and drag and dropping it to that newly created canvas. You see that this is the canvas. The whole layout is preserved. And now I have everything under a one canvas, which I'm going to use for the retainer box. So I am drag and dropping it under the retainer box, but we have forgot to change the scale of the retainer box. So let's roll back, and I'm going to set the size of the retainer box to my resolution as well, like I did in scaling the canvas. So now I have the exact match for my retainer box as well, and I am drag and dropping right here. There's a bug on the Unreal Engine. You see that the binary codes just went crazy, but don't bother with that. So the whole system works fine like this. Under the retainer box, I am going to apply my CRT filter. To show you that, the CRT VCR material pack contains master materials. Like these. One of them are for the retainer boxes to affect the widgets. This is the master material for that I created for that purpose. So you can create instances for by this master material. Under the presets, there are also one preset which is created for the retainer boxes right here. So I duplicated this one and renamed it as retainer preset FPS. So I'm going to use this one for my widget. So here, by selecting the retainer box, there's an effect material slot right here. And I am going to look for retainer CRT, and retainer preset FPS material instance is just here. I'm selecting it, and you will see that there's a scale problem right here. Don't bother with that, and you can just disable the show effects in designer checkbox right here to see your design back as well. I'm going to compile and save, and all I need to do is just setting the retainer box and assign a CRT filter for that like this. Now I'm switching back to my level blueprint, and here I'm going to set the newly created widget to apply it on the viewport. Compiling and saving it as well. And let's check if it works right now. Alright, we have some effects applied, and you see that the general placement looks fine. So here I just got some messages from some users that the alignment of their widget went crazy after applying the retainer boxes. There's a fix for that actually. Let me reopen the widget back, I set the anchor point like fulfill or center to get rid of this alignment problems. Let me try the set the field version of the anchor right here. Let's compile and check. And you see that now widget is looking fine on the smaller window and also after the full screening it. So this works fine if you set your anchor as fulfilling the boundary of your widget canvas. The thing to do, the easy way to do is selecting your retainer box and selecting the anchors and clicking to this one, which works fine on many cases. So after doing that, we have our effects applied to our existing widget. So what I'm going to do is to adjust the parameters in runtime to show you how it works, how the CRT filter affects the widgets. So let's move on to the presets and double click to the retainer preset FPS right here. I'm going to move it to this side and run the game. And here is the general effect applied on the screen. Let's see how some of the parameters work. So there are saturation and desaturation values to set the general saturation level. Screen brightness controls the general brightness of the screen, of the widget actually. Around 4 or 3 works fine. This vertical trace ray intensity is just this line that flows from top to bottom, which is caused by the refresh rate mismatch of the CRT screens and the capture devices. So you can adjust it any way you like. You can change the repeat number or speed like this. And also you can turn off it by setting the intensity to 0 like that. So there are monochrome screen effect filter right here. If I set it, the whole widget goes grayscale, and you can also set it as a green screen like this. It depends on your needs actually. There's a pixelation which I like much. You can change set a resolution to change the pixelated resolution of your existing widget. For example, if I set it to 640, you will see a pixelated but nice looking result. And also you can just disable it because the scan lines are actually generating a similar effect on the resolution loss on your filter. There is this parameter which is not included on the last build, but I'm going to add it to the next update. You can disable it to see your existing UI and re-enable it. And you can see that there is not much of a placement issue right now, since we have adjusted our retainer box's anchor point. So this works nice. And also UV opacity adjustment controls the general opacity of the UI. Here the scanline intensity is controlling the general scanline brightness. If you disable it, there will be no scan lines. And setting it to 1 or even 2 generates different results. More than 1 looks weird, so let's set it to 0.5. Also, you can change the scanline count to set a better resolution according to your pixels if you need them. But it will prevent the readability after a point. All right. And let's check other parameters. There's a screen scale, but I'm not sure if it can be put in a good use, but I put it anyway. So the signal distortion controls the general distortion on the screen image. You see that if I increase it there, it goes crazy with this kind of stuff. And also there's a speed parameter for that. If I set it to a smaller value, this distortion switching will be slower. Let me increase the brightness a little bit to see the results much better. All right. So the signal distortion intensity just generates this kind of glitch, which works fine on many cases. You can you can control these parameters in runtime to make some gameplay related decisions, like if the health bar of the character goes too low, you can just go crazy with these glitches, and after getting a health pack or something, the glitches gets lower, kind of thing. So next is the white noise scale. You can disable it and also increase it to get, actually the scale controls the white noise scale, but let me put it in a reasonable value like 2, and I'm going to increase the white noise intensity a little bit to show you the result, which works fine, but eye scratching result. So it depends on your needs actually. And here let me disable the actually we have disabled the trace rate already. All right, so let's move on. The next thing is tracking noise level, that controls the noise that goes below to the top, which is a common glitch on the worn out VCR tapes. And you can adjust the density like this, and you can go crazy with the density like that. And the level controls the top level of this white noise. So if you set it to a lower value but increase the density in a high level, you will get a sharp ending with this glitch or defect. So it depends on your needs, as I mentioned. Then also you can adjust the scale of this tracking noise like this. You can set it to a lower value as before. Yeah, 3 works fine actually. So the word belt is the effect that goes frequently as a distortion on the image, like you see on the top. Actually, while I'm recording, there are some frame drops on this recording. Sorry for that, since I'm recording in 4K with a high bitrate, because I need to record in a high bitrate because of the tiny effects should be seen, you know, otherwise the compression just ruins the result. Anyway, this warp belt intensity is controlled like this. If you set it to 0, there will be no warp belt distortion around the screen, but you can set it to a high level to get crazy belt deformation on the screen like this. So 10 works fine on many cases. Also, there are chromatic distance like this, which separates green and red values of your image. So this way you get a chromatic Abbe kind of result. So there will be a bleeding, a red bleeding on the right side and green bleeding on the left side. If you use this effect like this, which works fine on many cases. So let's disable the white noise and check the viewport. This is the whole effect, and we can just go back and adjust more glitches and to get a final result. Let's see. I'm setting the vertical trace ray back. I'm going to, actually I forgot to mention about the horizontal offset frequency right here. You can increase it to get a garbled image, and also you can adjust the offset frequency, offset size like this, which generates nice results on glitches. But you need to you just be careful not to overkill it actually. That offset frequency, let me just increase it first to adjust the scale much better. This looks fine as a scale, and now I'm going to decrease the intensity of that. Fine. So distortion intensity works also fine on many cases. Let's increase it as 0.1, maybe 2. And also, let's adjust the brightness a little bit. Nice. So here you are with the most of the effects applied on the widget, and this is the current status of the widget, which is not touched by the CRT filter. And if I enable it, it goes like this and works fine on an FPS game or any other kind of widgets or screen elements that you are having. So the health bars or other kind of digits will look fine, nice with this effect. And also you can adjust it by controlling it through the scenario of your gameplay, which would generate a nice user experience for the player. So this is it. Thanks for watching, and always reach out to me about any questions about this filter and my other stuff, which is the animated rain, also available in the Fab marketplace. You can find the links in the description for this pack and the other animated rain material, and reach out to me if you got any questions. Thanks for watching.